And welcome back. It's now time for our cooking segment, and this morning we have Samantha Croy in the kitchen with us, and she's going to show us how to make a caprese stuffed eggplant.
Yes, very exciting. I mean, I don't think a lot of people really cook with eggplant. I know I never did until just recently. No?
Never.
Well, you're picky, so that doesn't count. But, you know, it's really good for brain health, bone health, heart health, some weight loss, vitamin B, all that good stuff.
And I know that a lot of vegetarians out there will eat eggplant to substitute it, you know, instead of having like you know, Parmesan crusted chicken, they'll have Parmesan crusted or marinara Parmesan eggplant.
Yeah, I'm in that process where I'm transitioning over to a vegetarian lifestyle, but I'm not sure. I am, yes, just recently.
Okay.
But I'm not sure that I would consider this a substitute for meat. But anyway, so a lot of people have tried the tomato and mozzarella with the oil and vinegar, and it's called the Caprese salad. And basically what this is doing is putting it into an eggplant.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first step here. Now, Troy, I'm going to have you start and cut up these cherry tomatoes. I know how much you love tomatoes, so that's your job.
And
but
cutting
last
things.
time he cut something, he did it wrong.
I know. Okay, just slice them into halves, okay?
All right, slice them into 5 pieces.
Yes.
Got
All right, so what you did with this.
So what I did with this is I took a full
Just on here?
eggplant, which
Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
have here to
just-
show.
just on here?
Yep,
Okay.
yep, that's perfect. And I cut it right down the middle in half. And so this is, let me see if I can, it's a little slimy because I have olive oil on it, but this is a whole half.
Okay.
And what you do with it raw, it's a hard texture, which I found out the hard way yesterday. And so what you do is you just drizzle it a little bit with some olive oil, which this already went into the oven, which is why it looks like it's been baked.
Okay, so you bake it in the oven before you put everything on there, right?
Yes, and you want to bake it until it gets soft. So it's usually about, 30 minutes or more depending on your preference. So that's what this is. Now, Troy is cutting up these tomatoes, and what we're going to do is I cut into the half here, and I just sliced it up a little bit to just kind of break apart the eggplant so that when you're dipping in, that you're going to get some of that as well.
Okay.
So you can scoop it out, whatever your preference is. So now, Ella, if you want to take the mozzarella cheese, because of course you want to use fresh mozzarella. And
you already got the ones that already come in the little...
Yes, they come in little pearls, which is nice and easy for this. You can even cut them smaller if you'd like. But if you get just the giant ball of the mozzarella cheese, you can just cut into that as well. And all you do is just go all throughout, and you put the tomatoes in, and the mozzarella cheese. Now, if you really want to add more olive oil, you can do so, but it's already in there and it soaks in pretty well, so you don't have to worry about that too much.
Okay.
Now we're going to do this just all throughout. You're going to want to fill it up, and of course, if you like tomatoes more than the cheese, add more tomatoes, whatever your preference is.
Okay.
Now, Troy, if you want to, we have... Yeah, okay, that's fine. You have already had a couple earlier, so what's one more? Now this is basil. It's fresh basil, so it's going to add a little bit. If you want to just go ahead and break apart some leaves with me.
Oh, you can smell it.
Yes, it is so amazing, and it really adds a nice touch to it.
Okay.
And this is just going to go all throughout as well. So basically, you just put all of your ingredients onto the eggplant that's already been baked before you bake it again.
All right, so pretty much what you're doing is, I know that sometimes with the whole mozzarella and the tomatoes and the basil, people will put it on some sort of loaf of bread, some French bread or anything, and then they'll bake it in the oven. So instead of using bread for the carbs, go ahead and use the eggplant instead, and you're pretty much doing the same thing.
Absolutely. I mean, this is just a great way to kind of get, a healthy spin on a snack or a main meal if you want to pair it with
And then you stick it back into the oven, right?
Yes, it goes back into the oven, but not as long this time. It just goes in to really melt that cheese up a little bit, which is going to be tough because it is mozzarella cheese. And so it will harden pretty quick after you bring it out of the oven.
And then when you bring it out is when we pour the balsamic vinaigrette and some more olive oil.
Yep, if you want to put more olive oil, yes. And the vinaigrette is kind of just to everyone's preference.
So what we'll do is we'll pop this in the oven, and when we come back, we'll show off the final product and, of course, try it.
Yes,
Sound
of
good?
course.
All right, and welcome back. If you're just joining us, we're in the kitchen at the KTVO studios with Samantha Croy, and she just walked us through the process of how to make a caprese stuffed eggplant.
Yes. Very exciting, and I talked about some of the health benefits. So basically what we just did is you take the eggplant, you want to bake it for a little bit, get it really soft, and then add in tomatoes, mozzarella, all the good stuff. Now also, we just pulled it out after we put the mozzarella and the tomatoes and some of the basil on there. We put it back into the oven, and
your mic isn't
my
on.
mic is not.
Oh, there we go.
All right. It'd probably be a good idea if you guys could hear me.
Yes.
All right, so let's go ahead then and add some pepper to this.
Okay.
And we talked earlier, when I eat tomatoes and mozzarella, I put the olive oil on. I don't bake it, I just eat it cold. And then you put the balsamic vinaigrette on it. Now, you can do that on here if you prefer. It's just up to you. So you guys said that you wanted to do it. So go ahead and just put some on there. It comes out kind of fast.
There you go.
And messy.
There you go. Okay.
All right, so
Hope
now.
this isn't an antique.
No, it is not. It is not. So there are forks
And then
for
you just
guys.
dig in?
You just go right in. If you want to add, yep, see, this is what I was talking about before about the cheese. It's going to get kind of hard after you bring it out of the oven. So you're going to want to make sure that you eat it almost right away. How is it? Is it
Take a
good?
big bite.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you
Wonderful.
definitely have a big bite
No,
there.
right.
Oh my goodness, that is like all
So what we'll do
eggplant.
is we'll post the recipe on our website at ktvo.com. Now there is a new way to get to the Good Morning Heartland features. All you have to do is click on the features tab at the top of the homepage. There'll be a bar that comes down and then there'll be a GMH features tab. Just click on that. Have a wonderful weekend and we'll see you right back here Monday morning at 5:30 a.m.